Although Mayor Henrici says the town is not interested in the property now, given the right time and price, the purchase is definitely a possibility. It is known that early exposure to reading and books leads to better literacy rates later in life, which is why parents and adults turn here to the Miller Memorial Library and the programs they offer. Hamden officers could not be reached for comment. The town will meet on Monday to approve a $1.4 million deal that will get the ball rolling on the new station, leaving these buildings behind me to be a thing of the past. The final score in this one was 17-12 silver bullets, but the score that really mattered is 700. That's the amount of money that this event helped raise. Although next year's cause is not for sure, one thing that is for sure is that the police department will be definitely looking for a rematch. Louie Rousso, QNN.
If you're driving down Dixwell Avenue, you may notice buildings with some much-needed renovations. Louie Rousso has the story.
It was the creepiest thing in the world.
The creepy thing that local resident Judy Falaro was talking about is the Hamden Police Station. The station consists of two small, inadequate buildings located next to the Hamden Memorial Town Hall.
They're beyond renovation. They're literally falling down. There's mold issues, there's security issues, there's evidence destroyed every now and then.
It actually looks like just a house that somebody converted into a police station. It's quite old and it's pretty decrepit and they need a new building.
They definitely need new quarters. They should have had new headquarters a long time ago. I feel badly for the police department that they've had to live in the existing situation for as long as they have.
The basics are what you have to make sure you take care of, and one of the basic necessities in a city that's going to function is a police force that's adequate or better and that can function in their surroundings.
We thought it would be great to kind of renovate Memorial Town Hall for municipal offices and also for a police headquarters. The National Registry, which the Memorial Town Hall is on, they've signed off on our renovation plan, so the historic nature and the charm of the building is not going to be lost.
It's really nice to see that the old town hall is being redeveloped and there's going to be a use for it.
It would be a state-of-the-art facility, which is needed. It's a great building. It's right in the center of town, and so I think it's a police headquarters and town offices should be in the center of town. Police, they're very excited about it. They've been complaining about the current buildings for quite some time, and so Police Chief Wydra and his deputies and the rank and file, they're very, very happy about it.
Hamden officers could not be reached for comment. The town will meet on Monday to approve a $1.4 million deal that will get the ball rolling on the new station, leaving these buildings behind me to be a thing of the past. Louie Rousso, QNN. Last Friday, the Silver Bullets, led by former Hamden Mayor John Corazon, squared off against the Hamden Police Department in their 4th annual benefit softball game at Hamden High. There is a slight difference between the two teams, however.
The average age of this team is 68, and of the police, I think, is 35. So it's a 2-to-1 fight.
Every year, the event is set to benefit a different charity. This year, the game's proceeds went to charities chosen by Register editor Ann DiMatteo and former Hamden Mayor Barbara DiNicola. These two women were named this year's honorary co-chairwomen.
And I picked Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, which is a premier fundraiser for the American Cancer Society.
I picked Pediatric Oncology at Yale.
Both women know what it's like to live with breast cancer. DiMatteo was recently diagnosed with the disease, while DiNicola is a breast cancer survivor.
So it's really the support that is important to all of us who are breast cancer survivors.
The guys come out every year for the support. It's a great cause and means a lot to us.
Although the two teams are playing to raise money for this great cause, they definitely didn't leave their competitive natures behind.
We took them the last couple of years, but they're putting a whipping on us this year. John Corazon and the Silver Bullets, they're a good team.
Well, we teach them a lesson. We got to show them how to play. You know, it's they're good kids, but the seniors, like, you know, their father and sons, you got to show them how.
The final score in this one was 17-12 silver bullets, but the score that really mattered is 700. That's the amount of money that this event helped raise. Although next year's cause is not for sure, one thing that is for sure is that the police department will be definitely looking for a rematch. Louie Rousso, QNN.
If you are not literate, then that affects every aspect of your life.
On Wednesday, volunteers from all over the greater New Haven area met in Hamden to discuss ways to combat illiteracy. Former Board of Directors president of the Greater New Haven Literacy Coalition, Thomas Miranda, was one of the many educators on hand.
The problem in the greater New Haven region, and as in all urban regions, is that we have situations where you have demographics of adults and children who are totally illiterate.
Sandy Santee tries to combat this problem by working with parents of youngsters. She helps run a program called Mother Read.
And basically the point of Mother Read is to get parents involved with their kids' reading by using children's literature, to have parents become more familiar, more comfortable with reading to their kids.
It is known that early exposure to reading and books leads to better literacy rates later in life, which is why parents and adults turn here to the Miller Memorial Library and the programs they offer.
We have story times for 1 to 4-year-olds that we do on a regular basis. It's a structured program here that gets the kids used to coming every week and getting ready for, preparing them for what they're going to be doing, because for a lot of them it's their first time.
Adult illiteracy is also a major problem. About 30% of adults in the greater New Haven area can't read a simple sentence.
We have an adult book club. We have ESL for adults. We have a section for adult basic education.
As more people get involved to fix this problem, illiteracy in the greater New Haven area will hopefully one day be a thing of the past. Louie Rousso, QNN. Coming up tonight, a century-old fire department has been putting out blazes for years. Now, with the help of new technology, it's becoming more advanced. We'll have our exclusive interview with President John Leahy coming up in just a bit. But first, we'll tell you why Quinnipiac might be headed to court. A flood warning is in effect for much of North Dakota today. Hundreds of volunteers are filling sandbags trying to hold back the Red River, and evacuation plans are now in place. Bracing for the worst, President Obama has already declared the state a disaster area. University of Connecticut students are in heavy debate over the carrying of guns on campus. A protest will be held this week to raise awareness about a national organization called Students for Concealed Carry on Campus. China is getting a request from Senator John McCain. Take a real stand against North Korea's rocket launch. Connecticut ranks 4th in the nation when it comes to having enough affordable housing. Cheshire's housing is trying to fix that. Its last proposal got the axe. Roosevelt Middle School was in a lockdown yesterday morning as police investigated the theft of a handgun. The gun was stolen from a car parked nearby the New Britain School. The Connecticut House of Representatives passed a bill yesterday which updates the state's marriage laws. The new laws now agree with last fall's court ruling allowing gay and lesbian couples to marry. Ashley, I'm really getting tired of this rain. It's been raining all week long.
Yeah, me too. Let's go to Eric and find out if it's going to be any nicer this weekend.
Well, guys. Thanks, Eric. You're making me feel a little bit better about this weekend. Boy, were you wrong.
Yes, I was.
Woke up this morning, you had water creeping up the back of your pants trying to walk around campus.
That's always awful.
Aubrey, why don't you tell us about what's going to be going on with weather?
Sure, guys.
Hello, and welcome back to the Q30 Spotlight. I'm Louie Rousso, and today we are lucky enough to be joined by Jason Shoemaker. Jason, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Lou.
So, Jason, you work for Sikorsky Aircraft Corporation. Tell me what the company's all about.
The company is actually owned by United Technologies Corporation, which